I'm live again. Let's see if we can do this right. Okay. We're getting it figured out. Maybe. I wonder what that's buzzing for. Okay. So why is it not enabling chat? All this stuff. Hey, there's 4 of you made it back. Okay, that's not where I'm going. Anybody doing chat on their phone? Anybody? Because all I'm seeing is like, look, you see that? So there's me. I don't know how to make it. Let me see. Finally. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. I apologize for my crazy look. Yeah. I was helping a friend cater a Christmas breakfast, so I had to leave at 3:30 this morning, and I just got back. So I've got ponytail hair. But hey, everybody. And Trish, Emily wanted me to tell you hello.
Well, I'm having a hard time. Are you finding the chat? Because I can't see the chat.
Let me see. Are we
now
live?
That I'm out here talking to myself?
Yes. Yep. I see Living Light. Claire said hi. I'm going to call you Miss Z since I can't pronounce your name. She says hello. MNAF says hi. Peace and Pantry. Good morning, y'all. Toodles. I know you technically don't say toodles unless you say goodbye, but that's how she always ends all of her comments. Okay, the Mama Cat. I'm doing chat on my phone. Ray Smith says good morning, everyone. So definitely have the chats going on.
Okay, I still have not been able to find to be able to. I can pull it up, but I can't see the chats even on my phone. Technically. Okay, Carrie, how to do the chat? There should be a way when you get in there, you can see live chat, and it'll say to do the live chat, and it should give you a way to be able to read it. Oh, let me delete that. Sorry.
We
nothing like double commercialing.
The technical difficulties here.
Okay. Ooh, I need to bring up my thing. All right, so I'm watching on my phone. So see, there's like a little delay. Oh, I can't. Let me see. Oh, I'm so glad to finally find this. Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm.
See? Okay, you gotta be quiet, otherwise it's gonna switch to you. See, right down here it says live chat. There it is, and now I can see everybody. So Tangi and I have to practice on whenever one of us speaks, the thing will move. So we've seen that a lot on Thanksgiving. All right, Carrie, you haven't made it in there, but look at the bottom if you're looking on your phone watching this. Carrie's an old friend of mine. She used to live in Florida, and now she's back in Ohio. So whenever you see like Carrie sending me like, I love you, I miss you. Yeah, we're not weirdos. We know each other. Good morning. Yay. Okay. So Tangi's already had a crazy morning. She did warn me, and it is kind of a coffee chat. So are any of y'all drinking coffee? And what's in your coffee?
Sugar-free vanilla, French vanilla creamer. I switched
That's
to
it?
free. Oh, and coffee. I didn't get the chock full of nuts though. I got Folgers. That's my standard.
My standard's chock full of nuts. So mine is, don't make fun of me, because I have come far. I used to be a sweetened condensed milk junkie for my coffee. And then when I started giving up sugar, I found out they put the sweetened condensed milk in like a squeeze bottle. That would have been, oh, just be patient. Look at her. Show them what you were showing me.
I'm ready to open it now.
You have to wait.
So I don't know if everybody, if any of you follow me on my channel, Trish sent me a package and I got it. When did I get it? Last week?
Yeah, you got it last week because I was surprised how quick it came.
Yeah. So she is.
And you already think it's a book, and it came media mail really quick.
Yeah. Well, I'm like squishing it, and I'm like, it feels like a book, maybe. But yeah. So she had like letters getting to the gift, and then when I got to this, the note said, "Stop! You have to wait to open it on live. Mama Gets Fit Talks." I could not believe it. You're killing me.
Because Tangi's an open in the beginner. All right, so my coffee has the stevia mix from like Aldi's. So that's 0 points because I have to have mine super sweet because I'm a junkie. And then the Coffee Mate, something cream, Italian cream. And then I got this new stuff and then I'm using the Aldi's glazed chocolate donut coffee with my chock full of nuts. So it's got that yumminess. And then I found this sugar-free mocha stuff that's 0 points. I'm like, so mine is like totally diva'd out. And I want to say, Mama Cat says hers is brewing right now. Good morning, Amanda. This is Amanda Mason from Vermont.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, Coffee and Craft, and Mama says she's got coconut creamer in it. Is it sugar-free? Because, I read this one book. It was like The Sugar Blues, and it just talks about how bad sugar trashes your system. And I am a pure sugar junkie. So I had the same naughty Italian cream coffee mate this morning. Mine was sugar-free. Sugar-free. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Tangi and I have kind of constructed a plan to today and every day. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to have a little coffee chit chat for about another 2 minutes and give everybody time to get in here. We're going to kind of every week when we get together, spend 10, 20 minutes talking about either scale victories that you're having or non-scale. But here's the thing. When we are done, all the chat that's going on in the sidebar in the bottom goes away. But what we say does not. So if you want to say, hey, I am this many pounds, unless you put like asterisks in front of it, we are not saying that number at all. We're not saying that number. We might be like, good job, that's so awesome. Ooh, Down South Housewife is here. My daughter made Tangi's no-bake cookies, and I can't quit eating them.
Sorry.
Farmer Meemaw's drinking her bone broth. Farmer Meemaw, you have to eat calories, otherwise your body's crashing. I'm not liking what I'm seeing in your videos for what you eat. You're not eating enough. Okay. I forgot my train of thought. Farmer Meemaw and Down South Housewife, you totally lost. Oh. So we're not going to say anything, but we're going to do victory. So when you're like, I hit a 5-pound mark, we are totally celebrating you. We're not imitating any meetings at all. This is just all of our desires. But one of the big things I've learned in the last year is celebrating non-scale victories. And we are going to do some non-scale victory celebrating every week. And then we have a question of the week for you. And at the end, we're going to have you answer, I don't know, we'll have you answering them as we go, the question of the week. And then we'll have our topic, and then we'll just have a little chit chat and be done. So we'll see. Ooh, butter pecan coffee creamer. 6 times blessing. Is that sugar-free? You're going to hear the same thing. Is that sugar-free? No, it's not. It's from Aldi's, though, and I wish I could find it sugar-free. It's hard. I will tell you a secret to sugar-free. If you cannot find sugar-free extract or sugar-free coffee creamers, getting extracts. And I just went to Walmart last night. I had a midnight hour run. It was awful. But they have coffee extract, coconut extract, strawberry extract, raspberry extract, chocolate extract. They have all these different extracts that you can actually blend in and make your own version. So if you can't find it sugar-free, you can find something to get you there, if that makes sense.
Trish, the mama cat said has a question about Premier Protein.
All right, so what's your question? Ooh, 6 times bread says, I'm a sugar addict too. I have no self-control. It's how I relieve stress with taking care of my 6 kids. Yes, I understand. 6 kids. You have to get off the sugar though, because it's going to have you crashing, and then you're probably going to have, like, I don't want to say rage issues, but you're going to have kind of like being able to be leveled to take on the task without exploding. The sugar will actually, although at times calm you down, but it can spike you to be unlevel. So it is definitely good to work out a way to get off the sugar. I haven't seen it come up. Let me know when Mama Cat's question comes up.
Okay.
So let's talk about, so for the most part, we're going to assume everybody is just starting their journey, even if you've been on your journey. But this starts the Mama Gets Fit journey. And I know I'm kind of glazing over there. So this is not the question. Sugar-free caramel macchiato, stevia, 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. 3 smart points. Very good. I had a breakfast this morning. That is awesome. Tangi, just jump in because you know I'm a chatterbox, but I know you are too.
I am, yes. Yeah, 6 times blessed said that she worries about artificial sweetener, and I'm the exact same way. But here's kind of how I'm feeling about my coffee. I just bought this sugar-free sweetener like 15 minutes ago. And before I was using the regular stuff. But here's the thing. I think if I don't use a lot of it, I'm not going to worry too much about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm saving the points, but I'm just not going to worry too much about it. I'm not going to make it a big part of my diet. I don't drink diet drinks. So I think if this is the one area where I cut sugar by using an artificial sweetener, I'm not going to worry about it.
I'm making faces because I'm a diet soda addict. I can't keep the soda in the house.
I know. Yeah, I can't. It tastes funny to me. But this isn't so bad. It's not as good, but it's not so bad.
One of my favorite, so I kind of switch between 2 plans a lot, and one is the Trim Healthy Mama, one is Weight Watchers. The Trim Healthy Mama has the best information about going sugar-free and still having somewhat of a natural lifestyle, still having somewhat of, like, you don't feel crazy, even though some of their ingredients are crazy. But they get into the, go ahead.
What sweeteners does Trim Healthy Mama recommend on that diet?
Stevia. I can't figure out how to say the words. It's like, if y'all know, if you're Trim Healthy mamas, you it's like Exiditol and something with an E. And you can buy them in their raw form, and then they come up with different ways. Like if you put this, and this together, it has a super sweet, something when you need a lot of sweet but not bitter. And then there's another one that's like a gentle sweet, and it's so much better than any of the stuff you can buy in the store. It just happens to be a little bit more money. And you know, Trim Healthy Mama sells like their super sweet and their different recipe blends of sweeteners. Mm-hmm. But they're kind of pricey. But on their website, they actually give you the recipe on how to make them with the key ingredients, and you can order them from Amazon. I have been, with everything going on the last 2 months, that's been on my like to-do list to talk about in a video, and it just hasn't happened.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Amanda Mason said erythritol and xylitol.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Now, if you end up with bitterness from stevia, because I use like the really fine powder extract, I've just, for convenience sakes, have been buying the stuff that's mixed in with that other garbage at Aldi's or Walmart. But if you have pure stevia and it gets bitter, because it can get bitter with too much, add a pinch of mineral salt.
Hmm.
If you add a pinch of mineral salt, it'll cut the bitterness. Bye, Nona Grace. You got to go to work. See ya.
Thanks for coming by.
I can hardly walk. Let's see. What are you saying, Tina? Miss Tina, I've lost the first part of what would be the best way to start diets with a lot of health issues. I have RA and fibro and chronic pain and migraines and on a lot of medications. Tina, and you can't walk. Number one, your weight loss happens in the kitchen, not at the gym. That's just the number one. Number two, especially for, it sounds like you need a lot of healing. I would go Trim Healthy Mama. I would I'm not affiliated with any programs. This is just a mama six trying to figure out how it goes. When Weight Watchers stops working for me, I flip back over to Trim Healthy Mama. When Trim Healthy Mama gets to be too much for me, I go back to Weight Watchers. And then I'll kind of look around at other plans to see what's out there. But for me, these two are the most doable in my life. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I want to mention, and I know we're going to get into this a little later, because what our show today is about having a plan. But one of the reasons Trish has really been instrumental in helping me, because you all know, if you follow me on my channel, that I really believe strongly in all natural foods. Our family budget, our grocery budget is this big. And so even though I'm eating real food, I learned, and Trish will get into this a little bit more, I'm eating too much. So what I like about Weight Watchers is that whatever your budget is, whatever foods you can afford to buy, Weight Watchers will help you know how much to eat and still lose weight. So that's what I like about that aspect. But what I would like to do is, as our grocery budget increases, is to work more over toward the Trim Healthy Mama so I can do more all natural foods.
Yes, I absolutely agree. And it's hard. Now, here's the deal. Like when it comes down, and again, we're not, the question of the week this week, so be thinking about it and answering it as we go, is, and maybe when we're done, I'll put a little card up there for a poll, like what are you doing based on what I see? What is your plan? Because here's the thing, you can have a diet, you're like, I'm going to lose weight and my plan is I'm going to cut out bread. Well, cutting out bread is not necessarily a plan. That's just, I'm going to eliminate a food group. You need to be accountable to what you're going to do. So what is your plan? There's people that do Whole30, which I don't know much about. There's Trim Healthy Mama, there's Weight Watchers. There's a lot of different ones. You have to find what fits your lifestyle and what you can do. And there's Fitness Pal and there's Spark people. I know people who just, hold that thought.
This is live, folks. This is how it rolls. Yeah, Mama Schmooze reviews. I have not bought the Weight Watchers plan. Trish is actually helping me, kind of coaching me through it for free. And so what we did was we figured out how many points I'm supposed to have. And then I found a free online smart calculator, and I just saved the homepage to that website on my home screen on my phone. So I have a smart points calculator. And then Trish was like, just get on Pinterest and look up Weight Watcher meal. It'll tell you how many points per serving. So I'm doing Weight Watchers
for free.
Maybe it's like Trish watching my weight plan.
Because and you got to be careful. If you want to give me permission to come check you out, that means I'm going to say, what is up with all the sugar in your grocery haul?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you totally did that. and you're totally right. I mean, that is something that we are going to work on as a family, not just me, but as a family, because type 2 diabetes and all of these things run in our family, and so that's something that we've got to get on top of. together.
Let me use one of your examples. Like one is, not saying that Weight Watchers is the way, but you know, when you have kind of a calorie count, you know, with Weight Watchers, it's points because it's like this equation based on, and this is what I like, because I feel like Weight Watchers and Trim Healthy Mama really came together because now Weight Watchers is based upon your saturated fat, not your whole fat, but saturated, your protein and your sugar. So they're all about limiting your saturated fat, limiting your sugar, and increasing your protein. Well, that's very much on par with Trim Healthy Mama. And so Tangi likes sweet tea. You got to see her grinning. She loves sweet tea.
Yeah.
So we started.
My parents gave us sweet tea in the bottle when we were little. When we didn't have juice because we were poor, when we didn't have juice, we had sweet tea.
Right. And so we were counting, and she's like, I've done great. And for any of you all good Southern girls who like their sweet tea, I call it liquid butt grower because, I mean, it will grow my butt and my stomach. And it's liquid fertilizer. So she's like, I've got it down to 1 cup of sugar for a gallon. And I said, but if you're a good Southern girl, you know that you drank half a gallon. I'm like, but let's just for, you know, conversation's sakes, you only had a quart. Let's just say you only drank a quarter of that gallon, 1 quart. That's a 1/4 cup of sugar. In the points world, that's half your day's food in 1 quart of tea. And you don't realize how much you're drinking your food for the day. But there's a bunch of comments. I don't know if you're catching them. I want to call out. So one is Mama Schmooze Reviews. She says she's using the free app, MyFitnessPal, and she's already down 8 pounds, hardly working out.
Awesome.
Woo! All right, the next one is the Gantz Gang, and she's like, okay, so you're saying how much you need to lose, but you have no motivation to fix it. Start small and doable tasks. And MyFitnessPal is good too. I like that one. I'm a points girl. Rhea Smith lost 20 pounds on Trim Healthy Mama a year ago, and she loved it. It's very realistic. And I got stressed and gained it back though, but I do know it works. You know what my favorite part about the Trim Healthy Mama is? The cookbook. And for me, planning my family meals and grocery list, it makes my life so much easier. And that's what tempts me to go back all the time. Fundamental Home wants you to share the Smart Points Calculator app.
It won't let me send any web addresses. I've just tried twice.
Tangi, will you do a video on that?
Daniel Arms is enjoying you telling me that I can't have sweet tea a little too much. He's my YouTuber. So I kind of feel like that would deserve a punch in the arm there, Daniel.
Daniel, we're gonna come for you. Tangi, will you do a video maybe today or tomorrow on that app?
Sure.
So y'all be on the lookout for that. And reminder if she doesn't get it up.
Farmer Meemaw said make me a moderator so I can add the link. I don't know how you would do that though. I don't know.
We're not that smart.
Not yet. We'll get there.
Not yet. Michelle Trotter says she uses iTrack Bites is a one-time app purchase that has a Weight Watcher plan on it. Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Amanda Goss lost 11 pounds since November 18th with Weight Watchers. Woo!
Woo woo!
That is awesome.
Say that again.
Amanda Gosnell says she's lost 11 pounds since November 18th.
So Lee Burton says she has been eating healthy, but has to do a lot of exercise to lose weight. It's so much work. Then Tangi will tell you are probably
Green Gables Homestead said click the dots next to my name and you should be able to make me a moderator.
Okay, I'm gonna let Tangi decide on who's that because But Tangi will tell you, Leah, it's probably portion control. Portion control is a huge one. You could be eating healthy and gaining weight. I'm a pro at it. So is my friend over there. Danny at Arms, you know, we used to live off venison, primarily off venison when we were in college because we were just broke. And we lived in a hunting lease, and then the hunting lease we were part of was 10 minutes away. I mean, we were busting out the freezer in venison. Well, we then moved, and it's like 3 hours, but when you add 6 kids, it's an overwhelming task. We have not shot a deer except for one Thanksgiving in 6 years. No venison. But then I did hear like goat tastes a lot like venison, but I just have not ventured into that territory, even though they're related. And sorry, guys, if that just was too much. All right, recipe for a wild thyme. It says, I don't recommend it, but when we started our family business, I lost 67 pounds that first year. The irony, it's a flipping catering business. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where can I find some of the Trim Healthy diet recipes? Pinterest. Pinterest has amazing recipes. Absolutely. And the way Trim Healthy Mama is, another way that they talk about is like splitting your macros. It's a glycemic index, so it's about keeping your blood sugar level, and then it's splitting your macros. So those are all like the high-tech terms. If you're watching other videos and what they're talking about, that is kind of a Trim Healthy Mama diet. You are separating. You're always eating protein, and you're eating every 3 hours, and you are always you're either eating protein and fat or protein and carbs. And I think like the fat is, you can have as much fat as you want, but you can only have up to 10 grams. And if you're eating a carb meal, you can only have up to 5 grams of fat, but no more than 40 grams of carbs. So you can't really overload. And I know people who have had just a long trial with Atkins and then switched to Trim Healthy Mama and really feel that freedom on there. Oh, Amanda, she has lost 11 pounds. Oh, you said her already. I'm a little bit behind. I should catch up. Another great recipe source is called Copy Me That. It has great THM. Ooh, good job, Green Gables. And I really genuinely love the Trim Healthy Mama meals. But I don't lose weight on Trim Healthy Mama, but I build these like really awesome muscles just from my everyday life. There's me showing off my guns. I'm so proud of these. And it also helps that like I lost this so you can see them. Tangi's laughing at me.
Yeah, and Daniel.
I'm not seeing no Daniel stuff. Oh, there it is.
Well, first Daniel told me to bring it. By the time y'all make it to Oklahoma, you'll be more slim and trim. Another way to reach the goal. See, here's the thing. If you guys don't follow Arms Family Homestead, he's awesome. And he is an Oklahoma State trooper. And he had this video that I know one of these days is going to go viral. But he was talking about, he was talking about the state of our country. But he began with how being a state trooper, you have to command presence. And so he runs in the morning. And he said, I hate it. I hate running. But he does it. So that way, whenever when he pulls a car over, if there's somebody in there and if Daniel doesn't command that presence, that could be a dangerous situation. And really, that really motivated myself and my husband both to get fit. It's just like, we might not be Oklahoma State troopers, but I'm a mom. And, and motherhood and life in itself is a race. And we need to be able to do whatever it is that we're called to do in any moment to take care of those things. It's a sad, kind of scary thought that, if something were to happen to one of my children, what if I'm not physically able to help in an emergency situation? So anyway, yeah.
No, I agree with you. And, I run into that. All right, coming from a big mama standpoint, and I have my if you looked at my last week where I was like, listen, you got to see where I came from. I've lost 35 pounds. I was 195 about a year ago, a little over a year ago, about 14 months ago. And I was tired, and I was finishing dealing with postpartum depression. And I don't get depressed, I have anxiety. And then I soothe my soul with food and sugar and ice cream in the midst of an anxiety attack. That is normal. So for my mama who's like, I got 6 kids, I get it. I get it. I mean, I would literally lose my top screaming because I just wanted to try and control things. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry, kids. I'm going to get you a little kitty comb from McDonald's. I'll have one too. I get my dose of sugar. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, kids. And it was really my blood sugar level jumping up and down. And I'm sorry, I don't care what people say, raising kids can be stressful. And there's nothing around it you can do. It is stressful. And then if you want to homeschool them on top of it, it can be really easy to coat your soul with sugar. There's just no doubt. There's a nice endorphin kick you get from it. Chocolates are my downfall. And if you put some nuts in it, I eat the whole bag. And you have to like break up with the sugar. And once you level out and you're maintaining your body fueled correctly, you are able to not only handle the physical aspect of your day, but the mental. Because I mean, I'm sorry, the number 2 killers that will kill you in your day is lack of sleep and lack of good food. You know, eating the garbage is just going to make you feel like garbage. And I will tell you, I'm on 3 days of little sleep, and I am dying from a lack of sleep headache, or I call it a no sleep hangover. Every morning I wake up with a killer headache. What do I use to mediate the situation? Not smart. But, you know, I'm like, I will tell you when we're done with this, I'm going to go take a nap. Because I was at Walmart at midnight.
Well, I'll be taking a nap at today since I was out the door at 3:30. But I wanted to go back and read some of these comments. Green Gables Homestead, I saw it up here. She's lost a lot of weight with, where did I see it? With Trim Healthy Mama. She's lost 40 pounds. 40 pounds. That's a 6-year-old. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I had my mother-in-law a couple years ago when I read Sugar Blues. I gave the book to her to read Sugar Blues. She dropped 20 pounds that year, and all she did was cut out sugar in her life. But that's bread too.
And you know, well, I'm gonna say that's what's so scary is anything that you open, any package food that you open, there is sugar in it. I mean, it's in everything. You have to be so careful with your ingredients. Or
you do, and anything in a box. This is where it gets into it's better to cook whole food, because if it's in a box, there's probably sugar in it.
Exactly.
All right, so we got the important question from the Gant gang. What is the most important first step you should do? And Tangi, I know you're dying and you've really held out good self-control. So why don't you open your gift?
Yay! Sorry, was that loud? Okay, here we go. I'm excited. Can y'all see? It is a book. Yes! I was hoping it was this. Oh my gosh, you are awesome. Yay! Hang on, let me get this off. Oh, thank you so much. Can y'all see that? If you guys saw her, was it Michael's haul that you showed that you got these? I think it was in your Michael's haul video.
I did a Michael's haul video that showed when I got them, and then I did a video just on that. So tell us what it is, Tangi.
But I am so excited. Well, see, here's the problem, and I know you're fixing to get into this, but the book that I've been using is my everything notebook. So I've been tracking my food. I've been tracking my work. I've been jotting down notes for YouTube, all in the same thing. So it's so completely disorganized. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Okay. All right. So while I'm looking through this, you can tell everybody what the important first step is.
Okay. The very first step is going to be controlling your, watching, really just logging what you eat. you have to write it down. I have a cool app that I can put it in my phone. If you are technical like that, then go ahead. For me, if I don't personally write it down, I don't know what I ate. The other nice part about writing it down is when you get into a food slump, you can go back and look at what you ate and kind of know, like, was I satisfied? Was I not? And when you do that, you will have like a great resource of meal ideas. So what I sent Tangi, because I could be doing, if her and I are going to do this together, then we should be working with the same stuff. So this is the,
This is such a great gift. Yeah,
well,
sorry.
and this is, no, you're okay. You're fine. So this is the Happy Planner, the little mini journal. And I'm going to tell you guys something. It doesn't start till the day after Christmas, and it's killing me. So last night, just make fun of me all you want. Last night I went through, and all it is it's, you know, you can go back in the video. It just has a place to write down your food, write down your total calories, where I'll be writing down my total points, and then my exercise and drinking my water. With the exercise, I'm going to put my steps in every day, but I couldn't wait to use this because I kind of am ready for it now. So, you know, like the little, what is it? This thing right here, these little notepads. I went and just cut them to size. I cut them to size. And then I just took the 4-day week and I drew it because we only have like 18 days until this begins. So I'm using my little paper here, and I'm going to use a little circle cut and cut that. And I'll do a video on how I'm doing that just so I could start it now. But I like it because it lets you track your food. It doesn't matter what plan you are on. First and foremost, and don't just write, hey, I had egg whites. No, how many cups of egg whites did you have? How much cheese did you have? Because listen, I could blow my entire day's worth of calories, points, whatever you want to say, just in cheese. So writing down the quantity, I could pour half a day's worth of points into this coffee cup before I pour the coffee. Write down the quantity, write down the what it is, and write down the calories. Because until you start writing it down and really taking note. Now, if you're doing Trim Healthy Mama, you're not going to write calories. But what you should be writing down is how many carbs, how many grams of fat are in this, and how many calories. Because if you're doing a fuel poll, it needs to be under 300 calories. And then writing a big, is this an S? Is this an E? Is this an FP? Is this a crossover? And write those in the boxes and what you ate. So then you can go and take a look at, I was not happy with what I ate today. I am discontent. Well, what did I eat? Did I eat all E's? Did I eat all S's? I'm exhausted. Well, the past 5 days I've been eating nothing but S's, not even a fuel poll. No wonder. Why am I stopped losing weight? Well, I'm not even, you can really start looking at what it is. You have this journal of what it is that you're eating, because what you eat decides how you're going to feel and what you're going to do. And not only that, it not only does it let you go back and see what you're making progress with, it also lets you go forward and plan. Now, my thing is, don't write it until you eat it, is my thing. But to use it to plan, get Post-it notes, those little tiny Post-it notes. If you got to cut them in half, cut them in half. So if you're planning out your day, take your Post-it notes and, write out what you're going to do for snacks, what you're going to do for, breakfast snacks. And so you have an idea of where you're going. Pull the Post-its off and write them as you go. And the nice part is you can save your Post-it notes here. So, like, this is a regular thing I eat, and you can be prepared. So the very first thing, in the very least, spend this next week writing down what you're going to eat. Now, you don't have to have the Happy Planner, because I think I heard they're sold out because everybody's so excited. You can get just a notebook. You can get a composition book. I've used composition books for years. I've had that little, I don't know, talk real quick and let me go grab what else I've used.
Okay. Okay, yeah, while she's gone, I will tell you guys that was the very first thing she told me. And I guess I'll kind of retell the story a little bit. So I was really getting frustrated because, you know, I'm eating the right things. Why am I not losing weight? And then Trish posted a photo on Instagram of her in these cute leggings that she bought at Walmart, and she looked so sassy with her little sassy self. And man, she is doing so great. So I sent her a message, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do? And the first thing she said was, are you writing down what you're eating? And of course I said, well, no. And see, and here was my thinking. My thinking is, if I eat the right things, the weight will come off. And I knew it would be slow, but honestly, you guys, I started off doing great, and then it quit. Like nothing was happening. And of course that I hurt my back in the summer, and everything kind of then everything just kind of fell apart. But I thought, I don't want to be one of those women that write down their food. I just want to be able to eat and go on with my day. I want to live my life. I don't want this to be a hassle. So, but Trish is like, you need to write it down. And let me tell you.
Okay, we did a video. We did a video 8 months ago. And I was like, and she's like, I'm doing Finding Healthy. I'm going to fill myself with whole foods. And I was like, have you thought about writing your stuff down? Nope, I'm going to have freedom to eat as I wish. And I was like, okay, tell me how that goes.
Yeah. Yep. So the very first meal I write down, I look at what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, I calculate the points, and I said, there's the problem. I'm eating too much. I'm eating too much. I thought I was doing fine, but for my activity level, and for the size I am, and for the goal I have, I'm eating too much.
And when it comes down to, I run into, and this is me, I don't know if any of y'all have this, I cannot be satisfied. I have a long life of abusing food as comfort, for boredom. There is nothing that satisfies me. And, you know, and then you also have the problem, if you are not hydrated because you are drinking nothing but this, your body's going to tell you you're starving, and it's genuinely starving for liquid. She's covering her face. It's starving for fluids that are non-caffeinated. And that can be a mistaken feeling for food. And that is a dangerous spot. And so for me, there's no amount of food that's going to fill me. There's nothing. But if I go in with a plan, knowing how much I'm going to eat, there's something that mentally triggers the ability that this is all I need. Okay, I'm content. If I don't have a plan in place, I'm just going to load my plate multiple times and eat. It's a soothing feeling. Meds, but struggle. I'm reading a couple of them. Y'all are doing a great job talking to each other. And the other part too is, like, if you find you're not satisfied with a meal, start recording your protein grams on your chart, you know, on anything. Oh, and I was going to show you. Sorry, I lost 88 cents at Walmart. No, this is washi tape, because, you know, I like washi tape. This little book is 88 cents. It's not very big. It has this little rubber thing on there. I think I've talked about it in past videos. It has a place to hold like pockets. Hey, I've been looking for that. And and so what I typically do, and I'll show you, this was me in July. If you can see, this is, I know it's not a great picture, but this is me in July. And I've lost a lot since July. And I make it, you know, cute. Look, I was doing Trim Healthy Mom at the time. That's like a thumbnail picture. It's like, there you go. And I just had my goal. I wanted to get down to my target of 155. And my ultimate goal is 145. And I found these cute little charts, and I've glued them in with washi tape and measured myself. Measuring is so important, because there's going to be days that the scale that shows nothing, but the inches are there. And then because I was trying to do meal spacing, I came up with an idea of when. And I mean, I literally just went to town.
Hey, Trish.
Yes?
There seems to be a technical problem. It's only showing me. When you're talking, it's not switching back and forth.
Can you see me now? I've done something that I have to now remotely turn it over. But can you hear? Could they hear me?
They can hear you. They only
okay, good. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I think I've now had it set up that I control it. Okay, so this is the 88-cent book. This is me last year. July, 172.3. So that's a 10-pound difference. And can you see it in my face? Not really, because it's blurry. But I mean, I customized this little sucker out. And I put in charts and record my measurements. Those are my measurements. I record my weight. And I come up with ideas like to try and maintain a schedule. I'm not a very good routine person. I'm working on that. So when I was doing Trim Healthy Mama, this is how I recorded. I recorded what time I ate, and I recorded what I ate. And I recorded if it was an S, an FP, an E, an S, and if I liked it or not. And then, let's see. So I did, and I would keep kind of the dates at the top. So I would keep my meals that way. But when I switch back to Weight Watchers, here's a good one. So I would write down the points, and I would take the points off, and I wasn't so much recording what I ate. But what's nice is I'm kind of like, what to eat. I can just flip through and go, I should eat this today. Or making grocery lists. It really helps out having a plan. But you don't have to have this. You could have something as simple as an 88-cent little book or a composition book. My only suggestion is make sure it's the right size that you can take it with you when you need to. Because the last thing you want is a big book, and then you're trying to figure out how to put it in your purse. I do want to go back and answer about the Premier Protein. I have not gotten the powder. Because if I'm going to mix the powder, can you hear my kids screaming? If I'm going to mix the powder, I have other stuff I could use. The Trim Healthy Mama cookbook has so many good recipes for protein that I could do that. So my whole gamut on the Premier Protein is the fact that it's ready to go. It's expensive. I'm strictly buying it for conveniences, but I've not done the powder. Family Root says she has a hard time eating healthy with 3 little ones, 5 and under. You need to make a list of your go-to meals. You need to make a list. I have been really guilty of that the last few weeks because we've moved back into our old house. We're still putting flooring in. I still don't have a living room. My kitchen is kind of skeleton because I haven't moved stuff over. I refuse to move things until everything's done. And I complain, and if you watch my wellness videos, I'm living on Diet Coke, protein shakes, and Doritos. And I'm just dying from it. And it's so hard because I got to make the food for the kids. You've got to come up with, like, what is my go-to? Maybe your go-to is oatmeal. Well, you can get the oatmeal packets, but for the same amount of calories, you can get plain oatmeal. And you can buy sugar-free jelly. And I was thinking about that last night because as I'm going through the store at midnight, I'm like, what can I use as go-to? And I'm like, oatmeal. And I'm calculating the points. I'm like, oh, this is expensive on my calorie budget. But don't hoard your calories either. You have got to keep it spaced out throughout the day. And I'm like, you know what? I could do plain oatmeal with some of my stevia and then take a scoop of sugar-free jelly and put it in there for the flavoring and go grab a handful of frozen berries or something out of the freezer that does not have sugar on them. You got to watch that. And there's a great breakfast, and that's an easy breakfast. You know, so you have to really, you got to really kind of come up with a plan to what to eat. What have you found so far, Tangi?
Well, as far as snacks, one of my favorite things that I've done, okay, so celery is 0 smart points. I had some of that, it's called new factual cheese. It's at Aldi, it's like cream cheese, but it's a third less fat. So what I did was I took, I think it's 2 tablespoons I'll have to go back and look. Is it 1? I think it's 2 smart points for 2 tablespoons. So what I did was I took 2 celery stalks, I washed them and I chopped them. I took 2 tablespoons of that cheese. I seasoned it with onion powder and a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and I stirred it up. And I would put just a little bit of cheese on each bite of celery. And I mean, it was very satisfactory. It was 2 points and it was delicious. So, but definitely I would absolutely concur that have a plan. Now, I know when you have little ones, it's hard to even just kind of get on top of your, of organizing your food or whatever. But if you can take just a few minutes, just find it here and there, or even better, instead of writing it down, create, if you have Pinterest, create like your own little board. You can even make it private, and look up things and just pin it to that board. So that way, you can just go and look and say, oh, well, this is something that I can have. I can have this many crackers and this much peanut butter, or just having some sort of plan so you don't fall off the wagon. Because that's what I run into is, I get hungry and then, oh, I don't have anything planned to eat. And so then what happens is you end up eating something that you'll regret later.
That's what it comes down to, is the only way, it's because a lot of y'all are like, it's really hard to be disciplined when I'm busy. Listen, the only way you can be successful when the world is tugging you apart is to have an easy, foolproof plan. It has to be easy. It cannot be difficult. It can't be overwhelming. So in this point, it's going to go, these are my options. How do I prepare and have them ready to be on hand? So for me, the Premier Protein Shakes, the already made shakes that are cold, I can grab that. If I'm ready to go out the door, I know I'm going to need to eat. I need to put something in my system. It's 2 points. I can grab that and drink that. And I know I just bought myself 2 hours before I need to eat, versus going out, driving, crash and burning, and I'm taking the kids through McDonald's and I'm getting the same thing.
Right.
So you really have to sit down and spend the time going, what are my options that are going to be good for me? Here's 3 breakfasts, here's 3 lunches, and then all I have to do is think about. You really have to automate and be prepared. And that's the big part. So no matter what plan you pick, if you're going to go with, I'm looking, God bless, says she has serious stress eating. Put fat in your diet. Put healthy fat. I went through a situation last May where I crashed and burned doing Weight Watchers, and that was the old plan system. Serious stress, and I crashed and burned. I did not have enough fat in my body, and that I was eating healthy fat, and it really caused me to crash because my body wasn't able. The fat is needed for those hormones to be able to balance out, and I wasn't putting it in my body. So when I'm in serious stress mode that I cannot handle, I go to Trim Healthy Mama and I just sit in saturated or satisfying meals, the S meals, and it puts things back together. Going into like canned, fresh, or frozen fruit, fresh, frozen, it doesn't matter. Canned fruit, you have to be careful because it's coated in sugar water. So that sugar water is going to get you. Vegetables, canned, frozen, fresh, whatever your budget allows, do it. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is too much salt, and you can always rinse your vegetables off and then go. One of my favorite things, I was just telling Tangi, I owe you guys a video because I've talked about it in the past. One of my go-to breakfasts that makes me feel really satisfied on Weight Watchers is doing a skillet. So for me, a skillet is potatoes, onions, peppers, eggs, cheese, salsa, sour cream. I was a Village Inn kid growing up, and we would have the Mexican skillet. So that is like my go-to thing. Well, I buy the canned potatoes. It's like the new canned potatoes. Walmart just put on the shelves a diced canned potato. There's 2 cups in that can. And it's half a cup is a serving, that's 2 points. I spray my pan, I put the potatoes in there, I cook them up, I add my frozen onions and peppers. See, I'm not doing a lot of prep work here because I don't have time for that. I put the onions and peppers, I dice them up, and then I poured half a cup of egg whites. Half a cup of egg whites is 1 point. Cook it all up like a scramble. I took my 2% Aldi's cheese. Now, if a quarter cup is 3.5, 4 points, I don't want that much. I just had 2 tablespoons for, I believe, 1.5 points, because I like to count half points. It makes me feel better. And so I did that, and then I added half a tablespoon of light sour cream because it doesn't register as a point. It's probably half a point. Well, that's a 4 or 5 point breakfast. It's satisfying. It was wonderful. I put salsa on top. We're good. So it comes down to making sure you have those foolproof content things. That's easy. And I'm using canned vegetables, and I'm using frozen onions because I haven't found a good canned onion. I don't think they can an onion. But, you find the things that work. If I'm doing a Weight Watchers or a frozen dinner, lean cuisine or whatever, there's not enough food in there for me. But I will go get a canned vegetable, like say green beans. So sometimes, or spinach. I'm notorious for taking like the frozen low calorie lasagna, whatever the points are for that. I will take a can of spinach. I will strain it. I will make a bed of spinach. I'll microwave and don't get on me for microwaving. I microwave. Most of America does. I will go ahead and cook the lasagna. I will heat up the spinach, and then I put the lasagna on top of the spinach, cut it up. I just doubled the volume I'm eating. So now when you get into like journaling your food, if you start thinking about this as a game and how much can I physically eat for my calories, for my points, for whatever, that's when you drop serious weight. What do you think, Tangi?
Yes, I'm totally with you. There's a couple of comments that I wanted to kind of spotlight. And first, going back to, if I can find Family Roots Farm. One of the things that really help, especially on the budget, is I garden. And like this right before we had our first frost, I went out, I picked peppers. And so I have like bags and bags of frozen bell peppers in the freezer. So I grew it, so it didn't cost me hardly anything. And now it's all in the freezer. So I love adding eggs, pretty much everything, and it's a 0, so it's 0 points. So I can bulk up a lot of meals with using that. So that's something else too. And with it being Family Roots Farm, I'm guessing that you guys probably grow a lot of vegetables too. And then Living Like Claire has a really good question about protein shakes. And before I read that to you, I wanted to read Amanda from the Fundamental Home. She said, I think as with anything, it's hard to get the discipline to do something when you are busy, but you have to if you're going to move forward and make improvements. And that is so true. We have to remember that work involved. It's not something you can't really lose weight passively. It is something that you have to make yourself do. But Trish, the question that Living Like Claire had about protein shakes is, can you explain why protein shakes are important? I don't use it because I just get my protein from other stuff.
Okay, protein shakes are not an end-all, make-all. It is strictly convenience. Here's the deal. You want protein. I will tell you, in January, I will celebrate that it was 15 years ago that I walked into my first Weight Watcher meeting. And not that it's like 15 years on Weight Watchers. It was 15 years ago I walked into my first Weight Watchers meeting to take control of my health. And up until then, it's been like that mystery box. I always think of like that 8-ball you shake. I'm like, all right, I'm going to eat this and let's shake it and will something good happen? And I thought eating pasta was health food. Now I know. I just didn't know at the time. So I have done a lot of like losing weight. And the first time I went on Weight Watchers, I lost 35 pounds. I went from a size 16 to a size 6 from January to August. Now, granted, I was 24. And I did that in prep for my wedding. I was literally going to have to buy a size 16 wedding dress. And I said, no, I will be back in a couple months to buy my dress because I'm going to lose weight. And of course, the ladies at David's Bridal are like, oh, honey, we hear that all the time. You might as well get your dress. I'm like, oh, no. I'm starting something good here. And so I'd always lose the weight. And I'm not going to lie, when I was 142, I think that was the lowest I've gotten as an adult. I was very flabby. There was no importance on protein. It was very much like you want to have low calories, low fat, and high fiber was pretty much the way you calculated it out. So there was no thing in there for protein. And now I've had children and I've been holding children for 10 years. So I have some nice muscles. It wasn't until I did Trim Healthy Mama that hold on a second. I got to hush some kid. Okay, they hushed. I did Trim Healthy Mama where they talked about the importance of protein. Now, I never lost weight on Trim Healthy Mama. I went smaller, but I never lost weight. The only thing I was doing was adding a lot of protein to my diet, daily adding protein. It was a huge game changer. So, Claire, you're still young, but for the rest of us mamas, I'll be 39 here in a couple of months, about 60 days, the last year of my 30s, is really reading about the fact of in order to keep from aging, what really begins the aging digression of your body is the loss of, you hear my kids, I hope not, is the loss of muscle mass. Losing muscle mass, can you hear the screaming? They are fighting.
Yeah.
Sorry. The loss of muscle mass actually starts deteriorating your brain and everything else. And if you look at T-TAPS with Teresa Taps, she talks about it's your involuntary muscles. It's not your biceps, but it's the muscles that go along your back. What allows you to, your lymphatic system is your flushing system. That is the drainage of your body. It's actual movement. It's the involuntary muscles. So as you start losing that muscle mass, your body starts dying. So my goal going into my 40s and, then into my 50s and my 60s is the fact that I'm going to consciously go after my body and build muscle. I'm not going to look like a bodybuilder. I'm not built that way, but I want to have a good volume of muscle on my body. So when I age, I'm going to be one of them weird women that don't look my age. I don't think I look like I'm approaching 40, but that could just be me. And I feel like that's important. In order to build muscle, you have to have the nutrient blocks to do that, and that is protein. So the more protein you get, you will build muscle. And I'm not talking bulked up. I'm talking you're building muscle in your every day-to-day stuff. You're not having to go to a gym or anything. Just me picking up children and giving my body the nutrients it needs to build the muscle, I am getting beautifully strong. I've never been built this way. And I'm lucky if I walk. I'm not doing anything at all. I do want to get that like really cool. Anyways, sorry, my brain, squirrel. So protein's very important. You can get it from eggs, cheese, nuts. There's protein sources everywhere that you can get it from. And you need to eat it. For me, in my lifestyle, a protein shake is just easy. It's easy to know that I'm pumping 30. And I think there's some special equation. No. There's some special. Okay, I'll be right. I'll be done. Just a minute. Okay. That according to your weight, how much protein you should be eating. I have not gone into that. I just eat a pile of protein. And you could do that with boiled eggs. Eggs are a great source of protein. Sorry, go ahead, Tangi.
That's okay. There is an online calculator. If you guys will look up www, or actually just do it this way, just Google it. But I just found an article on it's the Harvard's college health website. It says that there is a recommended dietary allowance and there is a formula. It says you multiply your weight in pounds by 0.36.
So 1/3 of your weight is how much protein?
Protein. And it also says there is an online protein calculator, but it gives an example. It says for a 50-year-old woman who weighs 140 pounds, who is sedentary, which means she doesn't have very much activity, it translates that she needs 53 grams of protein a day.
So I need about, I think, 50 grams of protein a day because I'm about 157 this morning. I weighed in. I've so far in this haul of losing weight since having children, I've gotten down to 155. So yesterday, and I'm kind of fluctuating because the cycle is almost over. So now I'm like 157. I'm needing about 30 grams of or 50 grams of protein. Well, that's 2 protein shakes. And I shouldn't really protein load during the day. It should be dispersed out, but I'm just making sure I have enough. Mama Cat T-Taps is T-TAPP. It's for Teresa Taps. She was a ballerina, or no, a model. Anyways, she has do a YouTube search on her, and she has something called a hoedown. that will level out your blood sugar if you're having a spike, which is amazing. And it's very invasive. It's about balance and strength and mind and body, and not heavy cardio. Because cardio, I was just watching something. They said, you know, if you look at somebody who does a lot of cardio, they're actually fatter. They carry more fat content on their body and less muscle than somebody who does strength training. So Teresa is very much into strength training without going to a gym and just using your body. Well, and that's the thing too. You know, we were talking, I was laughing. I'm like, I didn't go on YouTube to be like, hey, here's how you lose weight and here's how to be healthy. But, you know, yeah, 50 grams of protein sodbusters, 50 grams. But, you know, I'm sorry, as I'm approaching 40 and as some of y'all are at 50, coming to 50, I don't want to see a teeny bopper in the gym telling me how to lose weight who's never been fat. I'm just putting it out there. I want a mama, and I want to be around other mamas who are like, I am dodging peanut butter jelly smears on the floor as I'm trying to make a good decision, and I have not gotten enough sleep. And whose diaper do I need to change? And why am I still changing diapers at 40?
Well, hey, I wanted to tell you, I just did the online calculator really quick. It asks about if you're pregnant. It asks if you're lactating. So that's good. And the calculator actually takes you to the USDA.gov website. So for me, it asks for age, height, weight, your activity level. And then, so for me, I need 71 grams of protein to function at this height. But I wanted to tell everybody if this is a good point or a good break in the discussion. Okay, so I will tell you guys the day that I called Trish, I got on the scale.
Oh, this is good. It's too bad for all y'all that skipped out. This is good.
Got on the scale, and I've gotten back up to 199.2. Today, I weigh 194. So I have lost 5 pounds so far. And that is just writing down my food, counting points, and drinking more water. I haven't incorporated anything else yet. So it's working. It's working. But yeah.
That is fantastic. That is awesome. Yay! I do want to say to 6 times blessed, is bacon fat okay? Lard is my favorite stuff. I just don't eat it when I'm trying to lose weight with Weight Watchers. But if you do Trim Healthy Mama, because bacon is a limiting factor to your ability to lose weight, do Trim Healthy Mama. You can eat all the bacon you want as long as you're not eating carbs. So there you go. I had my youngest at 42. It took me 20 years to have 7 babies. Wow. I'm kind of nervous. Me and my husband have decided we're done. And I'm like, I know I'm going to be that 40-year-old who's popping out more babies, like after things have happened. We are going to call it a day because we do have life to do and naps to get because we're up all night. I'm so excited. Next, so we didn't really get into the questions. So next week when we start in on the chat, tell us what it is that you're doing. What is your plan that you are doing? And then let us know how your journaling is going. And we are going to celebrate your non-scale victories. Can literally be, I journaled my food all week. I measured my food. Get some measuring cups. Make sure you got enough measuring cups. They're $1 at the Dollar Tree. Just go get a bunch of them because you're going to need them. You're going to constantly be cleaning them. I have like 7 or 8 sets because I measure so much. Oh, wow. I don't think you're nuts, Amanda. Baby on. So I am very excited. You know, just be thinking about what your achievements are, and they don't have to be on the scale. They do not. One of my favorite ones is I don't feel so embarrassed to walk outside my house in leggings. I know that's such a petty thing, but it's such a huge thing because I mean my back end would match my front end and they would just go together, and now they don't do that. Thank you, Protien.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to say? Because Tangi, I didn't even warn you on this, but when I used to do live shows on Periscope, I always close this in prayer, and I would love to close this in prayer.
Sounds great.
All right. I'm not going to take prayer concerns this time, but next week we will. We'll kind of hit that on there. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the time that you brought us together, and thank you for the way that you let us come together. This is just absolutely mind-blowing and boggling. Last year, it wasn't even an ability, and yet you bring us so far in technology, just giving us moms that in other ways would be so isolated and be so tempted by the devil to come together in fellowship with you, dear Lord. Lord, as we work to take care of this vessel that you have given us to be in, dear Lord, give us the strength and the courage to step out and be prepared in the way that we take care of everything else as moms, Lord. And we so quickly forget and neglect the vessel you gave us, Lord. And there's so many times that we identify as the vessel. And Lord, this body is just a tool that you have given us to use. Lord, allow us to take care of and be the steward that you need us to be with it, Lord, because we are the only ones that can take care of it. Lord, help us plan and prepare to use this vessel better. In your son's precious name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, ladies. I want to read some. I'm kind of reading these because I know once we click off, we can't read the comments. I'm going to make a video. You tagged me in. Oh, good. And I have more babies if I could. If God wanted me to, it will happen. I feel the same way. I've noticed since I've gained weight, I don't do as much. I had a tubal. Cool. So, and I'm glad you find it funny with my leggings, sod buster. I don't know. I really get a kick out of them. And I lost control, and I shouldn't YouTube video after 8 o'clock because I'm using my leg as an air guitar. It's delirium. I will honestly say last night at midnight when I was in Walmart, I'm like, if my phone battery was charged, I'd be doing a live video hangout right now in Walmart, you know. But I had to self-control. My plan is to watch you ladies and get motivated. My goals are not size related, but I want more energy and to simply feel better. And I know that losing weight would help tremendously. And and it's not all even just losing weight, just leveling out your blood sugar will instantly make your days better. But trust me, there's a 4-day waiting period where you will feel like garbage until you get there. So hold tight through those 4 days of getting off the sugar. I'm a two-month mama. I truly believe that there's a program that works for your body. Thank you for this. It's been inspiring. Blessings to y'all. Toodles. Thanks for praying. You're welcome. This is great. 6 times blessing. We are waiting to see if God. Awesome. So I love it. And and the thing too is I'm a little guilty of it. When I'm pregnant, there's no portion control. It is like a free-for-all. And then I get done and I have this baby and there's so much of me and I'm so tired and I'm like, why did I do that? And I think it becomes a micronutrient hunger that we just overindulge because we have this hunger and we're not really acknowledging what we're lacking that our body's chasing after. I want to lose weight, but I also want to feel better. Amen. And if you start feeling better, getting enough sleep, eating your right amount of proteins, getting your nutrients in, you're going to feel better. And when you feel better, losing weight is so much easier. There was a question earlier about nutrients and vitamins and minerals, and that is definitely not a today talk. And I have a whole topic on that we will eventually get to, but I will tell you, if you're looking to find like what to get, don't ask me, because I'm going to tell you, you need to get it from your food first. So with that, thank you guys. This was a great one. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, wait, here, say goodbye again.
All right. Oh, also, before we say goodbye, watch for my channel a little bit later today. I'm going to do kind of like a what I walked away with video. And yeah, so be watching for my channel later this week. Okay, bye.
Yeah, and I will have a video out just talking about different plans and what to keep in mind when choosing one. The other thing too is if you want to join us on a Wellness Wednesday video, start making Wellness Wednesday videos if you have an active YouTube channel, and just let us know and let them know in like what you're walking away with and what you're going to start this adventure in, because we're going to get into more things to kind of do as a group. If you have a planner, go ahead and post it on Instagram if you want to show off your planner, and just hashtag Tangi the Caver's Wife, or not hashtag, tag Tangi and myself, just so Trish, in Instagram, so we can see what you're using, and do the hashtag Mama Gets Fit, so we can kind of share with each other what we've got going on. And if you want to do any scale pictures, do it. But we would love to start seeing some Wellness Wednesdays, and just let us know so we can make a playlist.
Yeah, and I want to tell Godbuster Living, ask the website, if you're asking for the calculator, that was on the USDA. That was on the USDA website. And then Monarch Mama, yes, this will be on YouTube
As soon as we get done here. All right, we're really leaving this time. Just watch our channels and let us know, and then let us know if you want to jump in and start making Wellness Wednesdays. We would love to see you. You're gonna be funny, Tangi, if I'm talking. And be here next week. Tangi, you know what's funny is if you like word them out, if you what is that called? Because they're seeing you and I'm talking, but it'd be funny if you would move your mouth while I talked. Like you're the like it's my voice. Sorry. Delirium is setting in again. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye guys.